Here we're looking at a hot plate with the top row has ionic sample 1, 2, and 3. The second row has covalent standard 1, 2, and 3. And our unknowns, A, B, C, D, and E and F. I've turned on the hot plate to 3, and we're going to see what melts first. So, ionic standard 1 is sodium bicarbonate, or baking soda. Ionic 2 is magnesium sulfate. And ionic 3 is sodium carbonate. Covalent 1 is fructose. Covalent 2 is citric acid. And covalent 3 is stearic acid. Oh, what's happening with stearic acid? Can you see that? Stearic acid is melting. And yes, very definitely melting. Let's zoom out here and see if anything else is happening. None of the unknowns appear to be melting yet. But stearic acid is all melted. Let me check on what's going on here. B, C2, let's see, C2, nothing happening yet. And C1, nothing happening as yet. And the ionic ones, nothing's happening, but we don't expect anything to happen. Okay. Let's see. C1, oh, C1 is, yeah, it's definitely starting to melt. You can see how it's looking kind of clear there. Our stearic acid over here is a liquid now. And C2, what's going on with that? Whoops. Nothing yet. Oh, wait a minute, it's getting, their crystals are kind of softening, and you can see right here they're actually melting. So that one, citric acid is melting, and the fructose has melted. Let's, so we saw stearic acid first, fructose second, and citric acid third. And let's check in on our unknowns down here. A and D. So far nothing is going on. Anything here? Nope. And nothing here. Okay. Well, we're past the 4-minute mark, so we'll just turn this off, and we'll move on over here to our things soluble. Here's ionic sample 1, which is sodium bicarbonate. And oh, that dissolved very nicely for me. So yes, it is dissolvable. Ionic 2, magnesium sulfate. Give it some water and stir it. Stir, stir, stir. It is dissolving, it's just taking its sweet time. As you can see, there are fewer crystals there. I'm going to leave that for a second. Let's go on to sodium carbonate. Oh yeah, that's dissolving right away. You can see that. There's a few crystals left undissolved, but it's going into solution. Let's go back to 2. Yeah, you can see how the crystals that are left are getting smaller the longer they sit. So those 3 ionic things dissolved. Let's go down to our covalent. Stearic acid, that was number 1. No, sorry, number 1 was fructose, excuse me. Stearic acid was number 3. So I'm going to yeah, that's definitely soluble in water. And number 2, citric acid. And let's mix that up well. Also dissolves. And stearic acid. I don't think that's dissolving. Let me give it a quick stir. Nothing is happening. Okay, so stearic acid's not dissolving in water. Let's go on to our unknowns. Unknown A. Oh yeah, that's dissolving. Look at that. Unknown B. Give it a couple quick stirs. Yeah. It's taking a little time, but it is going into solution. I think. And unknown C. Definitely dissolves. Unknown D. These little crystals here. I'm going to let those sit for a minute or two, and we'll go to unknown E. And we'll stir that around. That's dissolving nicely. And unknown F. Okay, so that it looks like it dissolved too. Now, this one here, let's see if it, I would say that if it dissolves, it's taking its time about it. All right, now over here, I have my conductivity set up, right? And I'm going to, here we've got our paper clips, and when I touch the paper clips together, like so, my LED lights up. And I'm going to bring this over here so that we can see what is happening as I put them into each of our solutions. And just a second, because this connection just popped off. All right, so, all right, if I put them into number 1 here, and the LED is lit up. So number 1 is lit. Okay, I'm going to need to put this down. There we go. Here's number 2. Let's see if we can get this into camera angle better. Number 2, it lights up. Yay. All right, now I'm going to rinse these off again. Number 3, I put my probes in. And it doesn't light up. Okay. That's interesting, because it really ought to light up. That's sodium carbonate. All right. Oh, the reason it's not lighting up is I've lost my circuit again. This will do it. Okay. In here, and still doesn't light up. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to get somebody to help me with this, and I will be back.